Good morning, Virgo. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Virgo, this is going to be your November 2024 reading. This will be for your Sun, your Moon, your Rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Always discern the messages accordingly. Flip the roles as it applies. Quick thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, commented to the channel, donated. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I hope that you all are doing well. And quickly, that channel memberships are open, and those video series are coming out weekly now, starting with this week. It's been a hectic start to get those rolling the way I wanted to, but here we are. So Virgo, if you're interested in personal readings, that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm a little congested this morning, so my apologies for all the but here we are. Virgo, instantly when I knew that we were doing Virgo, right, here comes the downloads as usual. This spirit said to me that this is the most prominent point in your life. 1:11 on the clock. What that prominence is, I'm not sure, Virgo. I'm not even going to pretend right now that I have an inkling of what that means for you. But Spirit is also saying it's time sensitive. So some of you could feel like this is weird, at a halfway point in your life that something is going to have to change, whether it's the way that you live, the way that you laugh, the way that you love, the way that you work, the way that you play. Like something in this is creating some kind of spirit. It has created some kind of stagnancy within or in your external environment. So now it's like something here is going to have to shift and change. Spirit saying to be the role model to your own world. So that's an interesting way to put that. All right, let's see, Virgo. What's going on for Virgo in the month of November, Spirit? What does Virgo need to know? Beauty. I see beauty. Spirit, I said beauty and grace, though. Okay, and then understanding. I think that there's been some self-realization here, Virgo, for you, that it's something about the temperament of how you used to do things, how you used to view things, right? It kind of gives me that energy of getting older, getting wiser, having more patience with things, not flying off the handle. Like, not that I would necessarily see y'all doing that, but just learning to be more practical than you've ever been before. Looking at the big picture of things. You know, when we're young, we're impulsive and we're like, yeah, let's just do the thing. When we get older, we use that discernment, right? We use that process of discernment to kind of give weight to what it is that we're dealing with, what it is that we're looking at, where it is that we're even going. And that's kind of how I feel about this for you, is that it's like there's some sort of maturity that has happened, moving past, don't forget, some of you, Virgo, your readings have been a little precarious since last year, like dealing with somebody and something that wasn't fitting for you and whatnot, kind of getting pulled back into things that were not for you. This reminder and this oath is taking me back to the past. I feel like there's something or someone, situational person, who knows, that hasn't quite let go. Now, whether this is you or someone else, again, you make that judgment call. But it's like, it gives me this feeling of like you're trying to get out of a rut with a situation, person, and it's like climbing out of a hole with mud. You get so many steps out and the mud, like, let's go out from underneath your feet. It's the idea, Virgo, that something just doesn't want to quite let you go. Someone, something, whatever. I do think that it is at some point something here you were very committed to with this oath and reminder. It's kind of it's like someone's got their hands out going, you owe me. You owe me. Virgo, I feel you are very emotionally detached from that. Like, no, I don't. Or it's like the way the energy comes in is I see that energy of that person or situation. And outside of that, you're just kind of like off in the distance, right? I always get those visuals. That's how I intuit a lot of things. But it's like you're kind of keeping yourself out of the ring of fire. Okay? They've got their dead center. There's the ring of fire, and you're like, I couldn't be further away. I would like to be further away, but I want to be more further away. So give me, hold on. The dog and the cat this morning are doing their thing. Hey! Constantly beating on each other. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, Virgo. You know, here's the deal. I don't edit these videos. It is what it is. Maybe you're dealing with disruptions. Gonna have to put things on pause for a second because of something or someone, who knows. Maybe you've got a dog that's acting erratic. I don't know. Like a dog wants to eat the cat's face this morning. Who knows, right? Like here we are. Anyhow, you know, this is you breaking free from these restrictions. Like, I don't know if you know, it's Virgo, I'm going to be completely blunt, right? Like, I don't know if in the past you've tucked your tail between your legs, bowed your head down and said, whatever it is that you want, here I am. This could be a sense of overgiving, self-sacrifice, self-sabotage by appeasing someone else's needs, okay? This obedience coming out in the reverse is like you breaking free of that. Like, I'm done with the restrictions, I'm done with the boundaries, I'm done with the oaths, the promises in the past. Like, I forget who it was. It might have been Scorpio, more than likely. I said, it's okay to change your mind. And Virgo, somewhere in the midst of this last, I'm going to call it 10-month period, you've changed your mind about a lot of things. And I think there's been a lot of growth and maturity in that. But then there's this need to move into the self-reflective period. But there's something about your commitments, whether it's to others, whether it's to yourself, where it's like whatever has bound you up before, whatever has held you back, whatever has tied your hands, really letting go of that way of being and really getting honest with yourself, right? Getting very clear about what it is that you are dealing with, who you've dealt with. You know, for a lot of you, it could be simple as, you know, taking the rose-colored glasses off after a prolonged period of time of dealing with somebody or something. And I feel like there's a holdback, though, of some sort of communication throughout the month of November, somewhere around the 25th specifically. So this could be around, you know, I think what Thanksgiving in the States is the 23rd, maybe, or something. I can't remember exactly. Every year it's different, right? But somewhere around that 25th. So this could be a family function. There could be something that's going on. And it's like, here's a hard reality to whomever or whatever this situation is. I don't know, maybe it's your boss and they're like, I need you to work these days. And you're like, listen, you promised me Thanksgiving off. I'm taking off the holiday. I'm not showing up. Like, I'm not doing it. If you're dealing with somebody from the past, maybe you spend every holiday together and you're like, we're not doing that this year, right? Like, whatever this is like you're really starting to realize that, you know, it's like nice guys finish last kind of feeling, that being nice or placating a situation for the simple sake of peace is not going to work anymore. And it's not even that it doesn't work, Virgo. It's within you. There's a point that you're fed up with having to deal with maybe the dog whining, right? Like, there you go. Maybe they're whining at you. You know, everything's a part of the message is whatever is happening in that moment. Maybe there's a lot of whining. Maybe they're getting louder. But everything needing to change, right? Like, we're done doing this. I don't want to hear it. You know, and Spirit is even saying, like, with the dog, because she usually doesn't act like this. When you tell somebody no, and they're in their negative side of things, they get louder. They get more in your face, depending on who you're dealing with, right? Their whines, their cries, their whatevers just takes a whole other point here. And I think that it's funny, as I'm pretty patient with my animal crew. I'm losing my patience, and that's telling me like what it is. And when I see this obedience in the reverse, that you're right there on this precipice of going, I've had enough. I'm done with this. Something very specific to that, Virgo. Okay, give me 1 second. Oh no, we're gonna stop. Like, I'm done, right? I feel like too, Virgo, this has been a repetitive cycle for you with this situation or person, this job, this family member, whatever it is, right? But you are starting to break some very specific restrictions around your, like, when I say boundaries, like you're breaking them around your boundaries. As I say that, the warrior in success comes out. This feels long-standing to me, Virgo, plain and simple. This feels invisible. Like, you just want to go crawl in a hole. I don't want to deal with this. Spirit also saying that whomever or whatever this is, you're cutting access off. Okay, like cutting it out, cutting it off. 16 could be a specific number for you. But cutting off access to you. And I think that the way this feels, again, is like you've tried to do this maybe in a very soft manner, just kind of like creeping out the back door, you know, ready to just go and do something new and different and live life on, you know, life's terms or whatever it might be, but just constantly being reconstrained to a situation that you no longer want to be a part of. Once you understand your own boundaries with this situation, everything starts to change for you. It's like you're going to have to step into like warrior mode. Especially, Spirit is going, especially over the holidays, whatever that means for you, whatever you celebrate, whatever you know, invest in around this time of the year, as we move throughout, you know, now to New Year's, you're really going to have to hold your ground. And I think that this November is like a test run of you expressing these boundaries and hitting them very hard. Because I don't feel like you've necessarily done that. You might have said a couple of things, you might have acted, I don't say acted up or acted out, but you know, you've brought up a couple of things and going, hey, here's my point to this, here's my point to that. And with that, like, I don't want to deal with this, right? And then really needing to emphasize to whom or whatever this is, where your boundaries lie. You're going to power through this, I think. I think you're going to handle it very well when it's said and done. It's also a change of attitude, Virgo. So it's like, you know, somebody in before could have seen you as responsible and reliable and all of these things, and all of a sudden you're just like, it's not my problem anymore, right? Like, it's not for me. It's not that I'm not mature, and there could be some blame game, some, you know, finger pointing of, you know, you did this and you said that. And it's like, it's not, Spirit just said, I'm withdrawing for the sake of the self. It's not my responsibility anymore. So there's something here in that tangible aspect of responsibility, structure, foundations that has changed. That is like you are moving forward, or trying to anyhow. Something from the past is still kind of nipping at your heels, okay? So I do think that positive movement forward is coming. My concern here, Virgo, though, is with this invisible card. And let me see what's hope. You know, there's going to come a point here, Virgo, where you just can't wish things away. Wishing them away, and I think that's part of this for you, is for a long time you've wished, like, things would just take themselves out, right? Like, I wish you would go away. I shouldn't have to say these things to you. Spirit's also saying other people can't read your mind. And I don't feel like that reading the mind is like in everyday wants and needs. I feel like that reading the mind is like when you are fed up with something, you know, you could change your facial expression. You could change the routine. Like, it has to do with the daily stuff. Like, you could change these little things, hoping that somebody would become more distant from you, so you could just kind of have a clean break from whatever this is. I don't care for the fact of how it's being done with you, okay? Because it's like, this is someone, Spirit just said, this is somebody who doesn't take no for an answer. They won't take a facial expression as an answer. They won't take a you distancing yourself as an answer. They don't respect boundaries. There's no other way to slice this. Somebody does not respect boundaries. And Spirit's saying, whether or not you want to have to deal with this, you're going to have to deal with this. So you can't just kind of like hope, pray, wish in itself that it's going to go away, because this is a lesson about your boundaries. You have to be the one to exercise those boundaries. Spirit will support you. God will support you. Whatever you believe in will support you. But you're going to have to do the work on this one. Okay? So this is, it's going to teach you a lot, though, Virgo. Like, it's going to teach you a lot about yourself in this, and I think that that's a positive thing for you. It's just an uncomfortable place to be when you just wish somebody would just pay attention. The animal. Let's see, we're doing some archetypes here. You know, this person, oh my gosh, they all fell to the ground. Hold on. Way too many. You know, this is someone who, what I would call still a little sweet on you. And that sounds strange, right? Because it's like you've provided this castle energy to me is like, you know, it's the kingdom. You provided a kingdom, you provided, Spirit is using the word pleasure. So, you know, maybe they were gaining some sort of pleasure over you or in their situation because of you or whatnot. And they're dealing with a lot of sorrow regardless. And, you know, here you are, stone energy, kind of forging with the pilgrim, forging a new path forward, right? Like, Spirit is saying cold as stone. Like, you could show up to this person very cold and they still don't take no for an answer. So, you know, you're dealing with somebody who, I don't know. It's weird to me, the temple and the underworld. It's like, wherever this situation was in the past, Virgo, this person is caught in that underworld, right? It's the undercurrent of difficulties and the negative side of things. And, you know, praying, I feel like they're relying on you to give them that release that they need in this life, but it's not your responsibility. And for you, it's like, please just let me go. So whatever this is, whomever this is, it's holding on to you. It's like things are not the same, night and day. Like you're dealing with somebody who is very different from you in a lot of ways. You're ready to move on, move forward. You're ready to jump into the unknown. They have to know what's going on. So this could also be Spirit is saying somebody who's like very nosy in your life, wants to know the details. Like they're not happy with just surface level whatever. And again, this feels like something related to the past. And I hate to bring the past up. Like I'm so sick of some of these, pardon me, Spirit, the past coming up. But really, the reality of this is not the past isn't about going back to the past. It's about healing your past so that you can move on. And I feel that that's really important that I say that to you, is that it's not about reconnecting with it. It's not about reviewing it or dwelling on it or sitting in it all the time. We have to learn lessons from that past in order to move on in a fruitful manner for ourselves. It has nothing to do with the other person in like the 3D sense. It's got to do with what is healing here within. And I think that that's something that you really are going to have to address moving forward, is what that looks like for you, how you do that. Because I don't really feel Spirit is saying that it's been that prominent. And here's that Spirit, here's that prominent point in your life for this change, for this addressing of self, and it really, really having to do with boundaries. Are you loving and giving more than you should? You know, without stating your piece, and Spirit saying, just state your case. State your case. Say what it is that needs to be said. State your case. So let's see here. What else for Virgo this month? For November. All right, Spirit. You know, I feel like you've got like a smaller energy around you, Virgo, as you're trying to move on and move forward, who is, I feel like you're stepping into a very solid energy, clear thought, maybe manifesting as well, outside of that other situation. And you might be dealing with someone who's lacking confidence in their self, someone who has been through some wars and battles, who they too could wear their heart on their sleeve, right? At the same time, it's a weird, I don't want to call it, it's not a victim energy. You just see wounds. You see wounds. You can't get away from it. Like this appreciation, like they're very, very soft, very loving, very kind, very giving, but everything is coming up with like ironclad walls. Like they don't just freely give. Like, you know, and here you are manifesting, you know, new paths, new avenues, trying to do the damn thing outside of what you're dealing with back here. And this could be a job. This person's almost mousy, you know, quiet, chirps a little bit, you know, maybe they'll eat a cracker. I don't know. But they're just, they're soft moving, soft energy. I would compare them to a wounded bird, right? Pick up that wounded bird. They have been, Spirit is saying, through the battlegrounds of hell. So, I don't know. What does this have to do with Virgo? Well, why? What is going on here for Virgo in November? I just heard, should you trust? And I don't know if that's for you or for them. Hostilities coming in sideways, that's what I mean. Swords are up. Like, into connection. Into connection. You know, it's, you know, Virgo, you could be, this is going to require a lot of patience, Virgo, with whatever you're getting into. A lot of patience. Some of you too, Spirit is saying, could be reconnecting with an old family member, who was like, I don't know, this is very specific, so it may not be for the majority of you. They could have been displaced at some point. So this could even remind me of like an adoption or something like that had happened years ago. And somehow there's some kind of reconnective point that's happening, and you're realizing like how hard of a life someone has had to get to where they are. Like they're still healing from that. There's something about that, but this could very well be some family member or something to that effect. For others of you, this could be in partnership, right? Romantic or platonic, it doesn't matter. But it's like this person's guards are firmly held. Because I think they could have been a giver, Spirit saying, even in the past life. And there's a change that is ushering in connected to you. This is like someone who comes in to protect somebody, to give to somebody, who sees that there's been some struggle where things maybe have been out of balance in the past. Look, I said somebody not giving, right? Like they're holding back, they're very guarded. Like you're seeing, somebody here is seeing some value and worth to something or somebody. And this next situation for you, Virgo, is very guarded. Not necessarily on your end, but on their end. Like they withhold a lot out of fear. There's no other way to put that. They withhold a lot out of fear. I think you're trying to decide how to balance this out. I don't think you know this could be a foreign subject to you. Like, you know, you've not dealt with somebody. You're used to people in the background of your life going, give me, give me, give me, give me. But arms wide open. Like, funny that I say that. Like, Creed, Arms Wide Open was a song, right? So I don't even remember the lyrics. It's been so many years ago. Check out the lyrics to that and see what that means. But this is creating space for some sort of healing here, Virgo, for you, for them. It's giving space and creation to life in itself, Spirit is saying. Door to Spirit. This is spirit. Listen, this is spiritual. Like, you could be strategy. Like, you're really in some air energy. Thinking, you know, I'm thinking about that card when I seen it, you know, the thinking man. He's manifesting, he's thinking, he's envisioning, he's creating, he's looking at things and going, this is what I could do, this is my dream, this is my vision. And then the strategy card coming out on the bottom is how do I break those walls down? How do I always say it's like coaxing a cat, right? Trying to get that cat to, you know, trust you, to come to you. Same kind of energy here, but this divine Spirit's calling it pairing, is meant to enlighten the heart for the sense of self. So it's like you're learning something about yourself, and so is this person by way of each other, right? So soulmates, right? At the end of the day, soulmates. It's a very caring energy that comes in with this. Something about being ushered in. It is. It's a very caring energy, and I'm also hearing now I see the light. I don't know if that was a part of a song or not. I can't remember, but now I see the light. There's something about this light energy. This person or you could be a light worker. This is somebody who I feel like is very spiritual, or you are very spiritual, Virgo. I don't know, Virgo. I just heard surprise. The angels didn't even have this in mind. Like, I have no idea what that means. Surprise. Angels didn't. I've never heard of such a thing. King of Pentacles. You can see this person is very well-to-do. Very put together, very mature. Handles their business, handles their work, handles their life, handles responsibility very well with this King of Pentacles. And I think part of this with this hostilities in yin and yang is they're still trying to get some sort of footing. What that footing is, I don't know. Like, they are beginning anew somehow. They could be connected to another situation or person or job or something that eats up a lot of time. But they're I'm going to tell you, they're comfortable. They're comfortable with where they're at with that. King of Swords, they're still working out. They're still working out what love means to them. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. They're still working out, like, the next step of their life. They're still working out what love looks like to them. They're trying to get a clearer, more decisive approach to things. The Tower and the Seven of Cups. A whole lot of fucking confusion comes in with that. Not sure. It's like, you know, you could see it right side up or you know, flipped over, backwards, whatever with this Tower. It's a puzzle. It's a maze. This particular deck has all kinds of stuff. And I feel like, Virgo, it's kind of reflective for the both of you in the sense that I feel like what they're dealing with or coming out of for themselves is also something that you are dealing with and coming out of yourself. So you're both, it's almost like you're a compass for one another to navigate differently in each other's lives. Like, you're not doing it for them and they're not doing it for you. But through this experience, you're understanding something about yourself and understanding something about another person. And I feel like, too, with that, with the way that this Tower card comes out, that you could have dealt with that difficult person in the past where they were, it's like cold, shut down, but they want, right? The entitlement thing. Where here you're dealing with somebody who is very, like, maybe hyper vigilant and very spirit saying hyper focused. They could have a lot of energy about them, but they're focused on the good parts of life, where you may have been dealing with somebody in the past who focused on the negative parts of life. So it's like spirit is kind of showing you the positive versus the negative and what that looks like in another person. And I think that that's part of what this experience is about. It's Mary, how does your garden grow? Three of Pentacles. Learning how to work with people who are in a more loving energy, even though guarded, still loving. Okay. Emperor and Three of Pentacles. And it's like, you know what, you could have a lot of options on the table, Virgo, when it comes to work. You could be multitasking many things. This person could do the same thing, right? So it's like you see the resemblance, spirit is saying, between the two, you know, yourself and their situation, and then somehow reviewing that past situation as it does not quite want to release you. It's like, help me let go. Like, you know, like, what do I got to do to help you let go from the past? The Star and the Sun, door to spirit with that, and then the Page of Pentacles. I'm hearing the word recluse. Four Cups. I can see this image of somebody, like, being in a hurry. You may say something, do something. They may say something, do something. Whoever or whatever this is attached to. It's like a side message, and they just gotta go. They gotta go. They gotta go right now. Like it's, you could feel like they're bailing on you for something too. Like they've got. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, whatever this is, this person, this situation, is 110% self-made. Okay. Anything that they say or do not take it personally. Because if you do, you are going to get your feelings hurt. And it's kind of funny because I feel like you're also kind of aloof to that, where this person in the backside of this situation, in the beginning, is ignoring the fact that you say no. This person's not necessarily saying no. They handle themselves differently. So their focus is on the positive things in life, but hyper fixated on that. Okay, this to me, Virgo, like, I'm gonna kind of like ... to be continued ... This is meant for healing. The Star and the Sun This is illuminating things after a period of somebody being very fixated on fixing themselves, and for you trying to get out of a situation that you are no longer a part of. But yet, someone's trying to pull you back into it, okay? This is meant for divine healing. And there is a partnership. This is divinely guided. You've got 2 cards of spirit here showing up, and it's like there is healing to be had. It's the many faces of the sun. The sun has come out so heavy. I don't know. That was in Scorpio's weekly read. Could be, I don't know. The sun is starting to shine for a lot of signs, and it makes me really happy. As I say that, I realize I've got yellow on, so sunshiny energy. Yay. We like it. You know, I'm going to say this to you all, too. Maybe this sounds a little cynical, and I don't mean it that way. See, look, first card out, healing heart. There you go. This is about healing, Virgo. Surprise, surprise. Every person that we come across, for the most part, anyhow, if they catch our attention, we see them in a romantic sense. Sometimes they're not meant to be romantic. They're meant to be a best friend, a best buddy, a go-to, building stronger, more solid connections with people. Where this goes, I'm not sure. I don't know what is happening here in the long term, but I see a lot of healing happening, a lot of understanding coming to the forefront, a lot of divine guidance from the other side, whether you like it or not, coming in. I do think that there are many options. Again, I said many options, and that's the one thing on the bottom here, many options. It's what ignites your passions and your fire, and I feel like there's been a lot of back and forth and like being in things, being out of things, and know that it is for a reason. It's like someone's gaining, you and I think the other people around you are trying to gain footing, some in a more positive light, some in a not so positive light, okay? Advice for Virgo for November. Just be happy, Virgo. Just be happy. Enjoy your options. It's like, you know, going to a buffet, sample a little bit of this, sample a little bit of that. I don't feel like you're ready for a new level of commitment or promises. Again, going back to the beginning, promises in those oaths that you took in the past. You've broken, at least broken away, trying to break away, trying to steer away from that. And the world is kind of giving you a buffet to sample right now. And I think that as long as you are having fun with that and enjoying it, you're going to start to figure some more things out for yourself. And then sudden change, shocking news, surprise, and epiphanies and transformation. And I do, like, there's something here that ignites you. I think you're going to get some news and information around the 3rd week of, Spirit said October, but I'm also going to say November. I mean, we are in like the 3rd week of October right now, so I don't know. Where something comes in and changes the direction and a course of something, but it also provides clarity, ascending and key on a ring. Like there's that key on a ring, many options, unconventional, one night stand, string along. I kind of want to clarify that card. I don't even know why, but I do. I want to. I think it's necessary. What is this, Spirit? Ace of Swords. Some revelation when it comes to a decision-making process is coming up. And I kind of want to say to you, I think you're going to see this come out in at least 2 different situations. So whether this is work, whether this is love, whether this is family, there is some news on the horizon for a change that's going to add to greater enlightenment for yourself and for others, boundaries being dropped, and the betrayal. It's healing. It's to heal the betrayal of the heart. Working on things. Be patient. The timing will happen in the right time. The right timing, Spirit, for some of you is now, but I think that this plays out, right? Nothing happens overnight necessarily. In some ways it doesn't. It depends on what it is. But somebody's learning how to give, Virgo. And I think you're learning your boundaries around giving, and someone else is learning boundaries of giving. So, I don't know, this feels like it's at the forefront of the month of November for you. I think it's happening in real time, and it's going to take November for it to play out. Spirit's saying you will have resolve mid-December, so we'll roll with that, right? Release the constraints that hold you back. Plain and simple. Release the constraints that hold you back. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this video was helpful to you. The reading was helpful. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Again, personal reads are open and available. And that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. I'm wishing you all a fantastic day. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye.